Hello, it's me, Daryl, Florida Catholic guy. It's like a sauna out here. Yeah, it's probably as humid as it ever gets out here. Just past sunset. Still light out, but sun's gone down for the evening. Come on, Shadow. Come on. You silly dog. It's probably as humid as it ever gets around here. Dew point this afternoon, at least in St. Pete, which is just on the other side of the bay from me, was 84. And that's as humid as it probably as it ever can get. And for the first time in about 4 or 5 days, we didn't get any rain today, which that was good. Could use some drying out a little bit. Although with the humidity, I don't know how much it's going to dry out. But other than that, it's beautiful. Temperature made it into the 90s, 90, 91 area, somewhere around there, as it's expected to do the rest of the week. Humidity is supposed to continue, which that's no surprise, being in June. So yeah, it's been a wet one. Of course I posted the video, but Saturday morning we had a tornado warning. The storm that had the circulation was about, or rotation, that's, I guess circulation is alright, but it's rotation. Was about a mile in that direction from where I am, and it's pretty crazy. We got some very heavy rain. I did a video on that, so I'm not gonna go into too much details about it, but it was something. I've never seen it raining that hard since I've been down here. I think it got up to over 6 inches an hour. Of course, it didn't last an hour. It was probably about half hour, maybe 45 minutes at most. And in typical Lennar fashion, they got all the sprinklers going. They could have 10 inches of rain and still have their sprinklers going. It's craziness. Let's go. So, anyway, just out walking the dog, and it's been a few, like I said, a few days since I've been able to get out for a walk with all the rain we had. And, oh yeah, the pond level is up. I don't know if you can tell that from the last video I did walking, but pond level is definitely higher than it was. So we were pretty dry for the spring, winter time. So it was good that we got a lot of rain to make up for it. We're already something like 3 inches above normal for the month, which this is officially the rainy season now, so from now until September or October, I think, is daily rain chances. And like I said, tomorrow is only 30%, so I'm thinking about going out with the boat tomorrow. I got a what do you call it? It's not really a trailer, not a trailer for the car, but it's a trailer to a two-wheel trailer, so I can pull it from wherever I inflate it to the water, and it'll be good, because that was kind of tough. It was, and that'll make it a lot easier, and hopefully prevent damage to the boat. And so hopefully I'll be able to get out tomorrow. Could have done it today, but today was, we're still getting the large swells from the tropical storm. So, come on, Shadow. Shadow, let's go. Yeah, we're still getting the 4 to 6 foot swells. Not too big, but a little big for what I want to do on my little inflatable boat. So I figure I'll wait until tomorrow when things are gonna calm down a little bit. My doggy had his vet appointment with the vets Saturday, I think it was. Yeah, Saturday. And everything went pretty good with that. Basically, all his issues are related to allergies. So they gave him an injection, and they also sent me home with some antihistamine pills to give him for a week and a half or 2 weeks, something like that. And I just love that cloud formation. It's really beautiful. I even love the tornado. Not the tornadoes. I don't particularly love the tornadoes, but I do love the severe storms, thunderstorms. They actually did have there's videos of it on YouTube. If you search Orlando tornado, you'll be able to find videos of the tornado they had down here in Orlando Saturday. It's a pretty good size one. And say it's F1, which probably is. Probably was. But boy, was it a real decent one as far as video. You could really see it. And from what I saw, the damage, it was a lot of like roofs torn off of homes, mobile homes. Of course, they normally get hit pretty good down here. One of the reasons I wouldn't live in a mobile home, at least to get a chance with the concrete block homes that we have. Biggest worry as far as tornadoes is obviously would be the roof getting lifted off of the house, which that's a possibility both in tornadoes and also hurricanes. But most of the tornadoes we get around here are small, F0, F1s, occasionally an F2, but nothing really major. That, of course, it doesn't take major to do a lot of damage in a tornado. In fact, one of the videos I saw, somebody confused a tornado with a hurricane, and I don't know how you can live down here and not know the difference between a tornado and a hurricane. Although technically, the tornadoes were caused by the tropical storm that was out in the Gulf. We were getting the feeder bands, and that's what was causing the severe weather and all the rain that we've been getting. And so yeah, that was interesting. And I mean, it's like our forecaster said down here. He said, you know, this was just a little minimal tropical storm that caused all this crazy rain and tornadoes and severe weather. And imagine if it was closer, if it was a hurricane or something. And hopefully this was the main event and not a warm-up from something later on. But hurricane season just started, so I have a feeling we're going to have a lot more to come. Hopefully not here, but this is Florida, so beautiful place to live, but there is weather that you have to be careful of. And the biggest thing down here is the lightning. I mean, the lightning kills more people than anything else down here. Just there's just so much of it. I mean, I remember my first day. The first day we got here to the house in last August, when we moved down here, I was just unlocking the door, and there was all of a sudden this big flash and immediate loud bang. So that lightning struck somewhere around where I am, and I don't know where, but it was close, and that sent me. That gave me a good shock, I'll tell you that. Not a literal shock, but gives you a new respect for it. I mean, obviously, you know, I had thunderstorms in Maine and everything like that, but nothing like you get here. I mean, not that it's not the same, you know. I mean, severe thunderstorms, a severe thunderstorm, you know. They've had tornadoes in Maine, and sort of just like Florida, you know, they're small most of the time. I told you about the F4 we had in Massachusetts many years ago now, but it's rare. And there was one time in Maine, I don't know how many years ago, a few years ago anyway, they had like 6 or 7 tornado-warned thunderstorms just in one day. It set like a all-time record for number of tornado warnings in a day. And pretty intense. And I don't know, I just love days like this where Got beautiful blue sky. Some clouds, obviously, but even the clouds are pretty. And don't mind the heat and humidity. It is what it is. It's Florida, you know. You ready to go there, boy? You ready to go? Where you going, Shadow? Excuse me. Taking a leak. All right. Where you going, Shadow? Yeah, come this way. Let's go back on our walk. Say hi. Say hi to my followers, Shadow. Shadow, say hi. He says, let's go, Daddy. I want to go back to walk. I want to go back to our walk, Daddy. Hopefully the sprinklers have shut off down there, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, you can see I'm starting to get sweaty. This is a sweaty day. I haven't had too many of them yet. I mean, it's been humid, but this is more so than usual. But it's all right. I'm getting fatter, so I need to lose weight, so I need to sweat a little. Does a body good, right? Anyway, getting back, interesting, I follow a channel on YouTube. It's, you know, it's about the weather, a weather-related channel, and, you know, they have updates on, well, the weather. Whether it be snowstorms or hurricanes or cold streaks or hot streaks or whatever it is, they talk about it. In the last video I saw, he asked everybody a question about what's the most memorable weather event you've been through in your life. And you know, there's been a lot. I mean, I haven't witnessed a tornado, but, you know, I gave the story about when I worked, or not worked, but volunteered with the ham radio operators when they had that tornado in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. The F4 there were ended up being fatalities. Oh good, the sprinklers just shut off. Yay. You can see the water on the sidewalk. Maybe. Might be too dark, I don't know. But anyway, first hurricane I remember was in Massachusetts. And we were quite a ways inland, so they generally didn't really bother us. But Hurricane Gloria, it came up, and I mean, they got all scared. They canceled schools and everything, which I loved. You know, obviously, I was a kid. I didn't have to go to school. That's how long ago it was. I was still in school. But that just ended up being a rainstorm with a little bit of wind, not much. But then in Maine, we had a couple of, I think the biggest one was Sandy that I was there for. And that was pretty intense. I got some pictures that I took from that, and I think I did a video too. I think if you search my channel, you might be able to find, search for my channel for like Hurricane Sandy or something like that. There's a couple of nor'easters too that are almost as bad as hurricanes, at least as bad as the ones you get up there. Yeah, I like to go to the water and check out the waves crashing, and there's quite some good ones. And it was fun, but I think the biggest weather event, or not the biggest, well, maybe the biggest, the most memorable anyway in my book, was October 4th, 1986, I think it was. I keep wanting to say 84, but I think it was 86 or 87, somewhere around there. Anyway, whatever. It's October 4th, and it's right, I was in Massachusetts in North Adams, and it was on a Sunday morning, and every year they give a great big fall foliage festival parade. It's a pretty big parade too, and it's like the big thing for the year in the city. And so it was the day of the parade, and the day before they forecasted some flurries possibly in the morning, quickly changing to rain, which the flurries were unusual, but could happen. I mean, nothing to worry about, just flurries. And it would obviously change the rain once the sun came up. Even if the sun wasn't out, it would warm it up. Well, that's what was supposed to happen anyway. Instead, it started snowing in the morning, and it kept on snowing through the morning, and it started accumulating a lot, and eventually it got so bad they had to cancel the parade. It kept on snowing through the afternoon, and when everything was over, it was about 18 inches of snow where I was. And of course, the bad thing about that was in October, the leaves are still on the trees. So you had all that heavy, wet snow, 18 inches of it going on the trees, and instant recipe for power outages. Some of the power outages lasted for a couple of weeks after the storm. I think they canceled school for at least a couple days in most of the area, just because it was craziest thing I've ever seen. You don't get snow on October 4th. All right, that's better. You probably didn't see me. I probably looked like a ghost. But now there's a little bit lighter. It's good, isn't it? Anyway, still got the clouds up there. But that was one crazy day. And back when I was in, I think I mentioned this, I don't think I finished the thought way back when I talked about being a weather spotter for the news channel when I was a kid. I was also the class weather forecaster for a little while. Every morning when I came into school, I'd write what the forecast was going to be on the chalkboard, and that was pretty fun. Especially, let's just say it wasn't that popular in school, and it was just something I was able to do and have some fun with. And I remember that there was one storm they were forecasting like they usually do. They said we're going to get, I think it was like 2 to 3 feet of snow we were supposed to get. And people were shocked that I was writing that. And I think it ended up being 2 to 3 inches. That's pretty much how that worked. And in other storms, you say 2 to 3 inches and you get 2 feet. So go figure. Can you imagine getting paid to be that wrong about what you do? 50-50. Think of some of the jobs I had if I was 50-50 with, well, for one example, when I worked at the airlines putting bags on planes, get 50% of them on. Yeah, that's good, right? Probably was more the truth than anything else with the way we had unclaimed luggage and stuff. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. I'm almost home now. So I will say good night. God bless you. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.